Welcome to the Courtauld Collection Series in Detail. I'm Camille Marchini, a master's candidate in the Curating the Art Museum program here at the Courtauld. The details I will be focusing on today are from a watercolor drawing on silk by English artist Charles Conder, titled Les Incroyables, or The Incredibles in English. Before immersing ourselves in the details of this work, I would like to briefly introduce you to the artist, who is largely forgotten today. Charles Conder was an English artist who lived at the end of the 19th century. Throughout his life, he spent time in India, France, and Australia. Charles was particularly interested by the society scenes depicted in French 18th century art. Much of this interest had to do with fashion and masquerades. Conder would collect fashions from different periods and create lithographs that were inspired by them. Conder's interest in fashion across time is evident when we study Les Incroyables a little bit closer. The use of silk as his medium is particularly rare for the time, though common for Conder. When we first look at this work, the drawing seems to be just a high society party. But when we study in detail the female figure on the right, much is revealed. Looking deeper, we notice the strange hat that the figure is wearing, which is echoed on the male figures in the background of the scene. This hat is a bicorn, worn primarily by a group of young activists during the Jacobin era of the French Revolution, as a means of protesting the harsh politics of the time. Male activists in this group were called Les Incroyables, female activists were called Les Merveilleuses, or the Marvelous. A small pin on the woman's hat shows the three colors of revolutionary France, red, white, and blue, used in the French flag today. Conder pulled the bicorn hat, the long blue skirt, and sash worn by this female figure from contemporary depictions of these activists. In particular, the famous supporter of women's rights, Anne-Joseph Théroigne de Mérancourt, depicted second on the left here in an image by Jean-Baptiste Le Sueur. Conder conflated the fashion of revolutionary France with that from the turn of the 19th century of his own era, particularly the stance of the new woman. Other female figures show Conder's interest in diverse fashions, with the two conversing women on the left shown in classicized drapery typical of the end of the 18th century, but also the tight-structured undergarments from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, as you can see here and here. Perhaps most curiously about the female figure on the right is her single-gloved hand pointing out of the bounds of the image to the right. What is she pointing to? This figure, who we think is legible from her distinct dress, remains shrouded in mystery. What remains mysterious too is the nature of this scene. Is this a high society party, a meeting of actors and actresses after a performance at a theater? Or are these references to feminist attire hinting at a meeting of something more? Conder's subtle and thorough engagement with fashion history leaves much for us to ponder. You can see this and other works in the Prints and Drawings collection by booking an appointment online.